What is up, everybody? It's the Golf on CBS preview show. Patrick, I'm so happy to see your face today. Just smiling, ready for this. Playoff fever has taken over the golf world. One of the best playoffs that I can remember. What's playoffs been better than that? Rose Spaun. Can you think of one that was like more exciting? I guess more golf shots hit down the stretch.
Well, it is BMW Championship week, Shane, and so. First one that comes to mind is 2021, Cantlay Bryson. Of course, we're coming back to Caves Valley. But outside of that,
what was the Rahm Bryson one? When Dustin it was
DJ.
Rahm DJ. Yeah, DJ made the long putt in regulation, then Rahm made the putt that was even longer to win the playoff. Remember?
Yeah, that was COVID The BMW cooks, man.
BMW, man.
It cooks every single year.
Hey, BMW, sponsor the show. We're big fans. We think
big
you guys
fans.
are really doing a great job.
We'll take a SUV. Yeah, need a new SUV.
Patrick will read off his discount code if you want.
I'll take an X1. Like, I don't need the big one. Just give me the X1. Yeah, I think honestly, like those two playoffs, which it honestly is a shame that Rahm and DJ one didn't have a crowd at all, because that would have been nuts.
Insane. The putt DJ made. I mean, if you remember, it had a little bob made to it where it looked like it wasn't going to go in, and then it starts breaking right in the middle. You know, remember the putt Bob May made in the last hole and kind of forced Tiger to make that one in the whatever that was, the 2000 PGA. And then it was just so cool because like same hole, kind of similar line from Rahm, and it was just stupid good from long range.
Yeah, so good. I'm trying to think of like more recent ones. Mexico Open comes to mind.
Well, do you remember when it was Phil and JT, and it was like Mexico Open a few years back, and it was so exciting, and then it was that short par 3, and I think JT had like an awful shot. You know, we're like, oh, we're gonna see birdies, man. It's gonna be sick, and then not so much. Obviously, I go back to Spieth Reed in the early days. I remember that one for some reason standing out. I think that was Valspar.
Yeah,
which was pretty exciting. Obviously, major championship playoffs, like the Adam Scott one is gonna trump a lot of them. But you know, you think about when Cabrera won. I think he doinked one off a tree in that playoff and got it back in play, made that par, and then ended up winning it on the next hole. So a lot of kind of drama involved in it. I will say about playoffs. Playoffs typically are a little bit like Game 7s in the NBA. They're not as exciting as you think they're going to be. You know, guys are nervous and stuff. This did not feel nervous. I mean, it was just dart after dart, long putt after long putt. It was really impressive. I was like doing a lot of stuff on Sunday, Patrick, as this was going on. Like I was outside with the kids and then inside with the kids. Like I felt like I was juggling a lot of balls, and I would look up and Rose was like not in the conversation and Fleetwood was going to win. And then I'd go like, I put turkey burgers on, came back, shout out Lean Meat. And it was like, here we go. Rose is going to, it just felt like in the last 45 minutes, it completely and totally changed. And to me, it's a shout out to Justin Rose and the way he was able to kind of finish things out.
Oh, I mean, the middle part of the back nine, it was a 3-horse race, and Justin Rose was not one of those horses. Like Spaun was going nuts. Scotty was doing his thing with the chaplain on the bag, of course, before I think he hit that drive on 15, 127 yards with his
so short
with his 3-wood. And still with his second, landed at pin high incredibly. But that bogey kind of took him out. And then Fleetwood, who, I thought he hung really tough on the front nine, clearly without his best stuff, makes that 33-footer and kind of gets rolling on the greens, of course, makes that one, makes the 15-footer after that. And it felt like, Shane, when Fleetwood made that par putt on 14, the par 3, and Scheffler missed his par putt on 15.
It was curtains.
It was like, this is the exchange Tommy Fleetwood has never had in the final round. And he finally got it. And he backed it up with another birdie on the next. It's like, we got it. Tommy Fleetwood's going to finally do it. And then just creeping in. Justin Rose makes that one on 14, makes that one on 15, makes that one on 16. And then 17 happens, 2-shot swing with Tommy Fleetwood. You're like, is Justin Rose going to win this in regulation now, too?
Over. Like, it seems over there. It felt a little, to your point, it felt a little like when you watch those Kentucky Derbies and the horse that's in the middle of the pack, like, makes that late charge. And it's like, I wasn't even looking at that horse. Like, I was looking at these guys up here in the front. Like, I didn't even know that guy was in the race. Rose just kind of coming out of nowhere. And I mean, like, there's some big what ifs this season. What ifs galore. But I mean, like the finish is so crazy. Josh throwing it up on the screen right now. I mean, like it's from being totally out of it to in it, and I mean, obviously not including the birdies in the playoff there. Felt very Ricky at Sawgrass when he won there in terms of the way he was able to close. But I was thinking about this, and I know people have mentioned it, but these two guys this season, like Scotty Scheffler is going to overshadow everybody, right? Scotty Scheffler's just incredible consistency, wins 2 majors this season, is going to be player of the year. And then after that, you have one of the great stories over the last decade in golf with Rory finally slaying the dragon that was Augusta National and the Masters, right? Like you get these two things happening in the same season from the two, in theory, best golfers in the world, right? I mean, I think there's no argument right now that Scotty and Rory are the two best golfers, on the planet on the men's side of things. That being said, the what ifs from these two dudes in the playoffs, Rose, the what if of obviously having a chance to win at Augusta, and getting that major as close as he was back in 17. And, he was close at a couple of other events early in the season. He was close to Pebble Beach as well. And then you get JJ Spaun. I mean, playoff loss at the Players, wins the U.S. Open in the most dramatic fashion we've seen since 08, right? Or maybe Rahm at Torrey. And then he wins here. It's like this dude could have had 3 wins, one being a major and one being a Players. And he was like barely in the event starting the year,
Yeah, no one was thinking about him. He was thinking about quitting last year. That's how far down the FedEx Cup he was. I mean, how many people have won the Players, a major, and a playoff event in the same year? Like Scotty's done it, of course, and then is that it? Like
so Tiger won the Players twice. I know one of the years he won a major, but I don't think the playoffs were around then. So it would have had to been that second run, and that was not a major win that season. So yeah, I mean, you're talking about. I mean, it's like pretty much Scotty and everybody else. And I think that's going to be this career, this iteration of pro golf's barometer is going to be Scotty did this. And if you're one of those ands, it's going to be pretty impressive. But I don't know what happened with JJ Spaun. Like, I don't know where this came from. The consistency's been crazy, but you get the quote unquote journeyman golfers pop up now and again. You get the kind of random major winners, but like the fact that he's just this dog now. I mean, like I thought he was going to win the playoff. I didn't think there was any chance Rose was going to win. I mean, I know Rose finished the way he did, but I was like, JJ Spawn's going to win. Like that's just kind of what he does now. And I mean, thank goodness he's on the American Ryder Cup team. Like if you think about it, like thank goodness they've got a couple dogs like him and Scotty to potentially lead this team, which is crazy to say.
And think back like 5 months ago, even how nervous he looked and was in the Players Championship playoff.
Yes.
Like Rory immediately kind of lays it out on the table with that drive on 16. Spaun, so nervy. And then U.S. Open, super comfortable down the stretch. And here, like his hand not moving at all.
Look at your hand. Your hand's pretty steady right there, by the way.
I know. I'm only on my second cup of coffee. If I get one more in me, I'll be like
everywhere.
that.
You'll be everywhere.
But like just super calm, super in the moment. Looks like he's been there 1,000 times, but obviously he's only been there a few times. But still, just being able to have that much more confidence, just 5 months removed from a moment where he looked like he was almost in over his skis. And so he came into this week, Shane. I thought this quote was hilarious. He came into this week. He said his confidence scale was a 2 out of 10 on Wednesday because
they tell me that's low. Justin Ray not going to be on the show today, but he would let me know statistically that's low.
Yes, I would. I would reduce that fraction to 1 out of 5, even. Technically, finance
look at
major,
you, math guy, hey.
or finance, as the kids call it these days. And then he goes, found something Friday night, 65 on Saturday, 65 on Sunday. Nearly won this golf tournament. Was hitting all the shots you needed down the stretch. Was making all the putts you needed down the stretch until he didn't. And it's so impressive. I put out there on Twitter, Shane, the sauce versus the juice. Which would you rather have? Conversation. JJ Spaun might have the sauce.
Yeah.
He might have the sauce, which truthfully, I thought he was more of a juice guy.
By the way, I really like that, and I'm into it. And maybe we might need to make that a segment right now in a little bit. It's like sauce versus juice seems like a pretty good segment in the off season. So let's note that one down. Speaking of the Players, I played Sawgrass a week and a half ago, whatever.
How we do?
The tee shot on 16 that Rory hit in the playoff. I mean, I took it on that line, and it was just like swat down by the trees. And I mean, like I don't hit a Rory link, but I don't hit a short. I mean, it's insane that at 8 a.m. or whatever, he hit that tee shot. Like if you were playing a guy like that and he hit that tee shot, I think you're just like, well, all right, man, I don't got nothing. It's like the early Cleveland days when LeBron would throw those like hammer dunks down the lane when everybody was standing around. You're like, oh, okay, so no, I'm not as good. I'm obviously not as good as you. Or like you've almost sacked Mahomes and he just throws like the sidearm pass for the TD. And it's like I played pretty good defense, but it's just crazy when you stand on that tee and you're like, oh, he took it on that line and hit it 360. Like that'll play. Are we gonna hear from Rory again? Like, I mean, I know he's playing this week, but like, is this like, are we gonna? He'll be involved in the Ryder Cup, and I've got a couple questions about that in a bit. But like, I'd like him one more. I'd like him to buck one more time, maybe. I mean, obviously, East Lake's a place he plays so well at.
Yeah, and I think we'll see him. I think he's going to win the BMW PGA Championship this year.
Okay, that's smart.
He's been close a lot. He lost in the playoff last year to Billy Horschel, I believe.
Has he never won it? I feel like he's won it, hadn't he?
I think he won it early in his career. Give me like a 20.
Think of his best year. Think of his best season.
2012.
2014.
2014. I knew it was an even number.
It was one or the other. He beat Shane Lowry by a shot. I think Shane Lowry internally, when he's not on the airplane with Rory, he's like, this effing guy, man, every time,
Dude, I've been thinking a lot about Shane Lowry lately, just because his form's taken a little bit of a dip, really ever since Philly Cricket Club. And I'm just thinking about like the New York people, thin-skinned Shane Lowry, kind of out of form. I would not be surprised if I had to pick one guy on the European team to almost lose it, Lowry's got to be like a -400 favorite.
It's a great call and it's a great pick. I would 100% agree with you.
But with Rory, I'm going to peg Rory for the BMW PGA. I'm going to peg him for like a top 3 this week. And I don't know about East Lake just because it's a little different now. But he's playing good golf before he took this little break and was vacationing in the south of France.
Josh said at the same time he could win the playoffs, lead Europe to a win in Bethpage and win the race to Dubai again. So yeah, he could have I think he wins that pretty much every year. So it's like he could finish things off in pretty exclamatory ways and see what it amounts to. I think we need to have a 2-minute conversation about Tommy Fleetwood, maybe 3. I mean, seemed like it was going to be a done deal. Seemed like he was going to win. I picked him on CBS HQ Saturday night. You know, I knew all the kind of heavy hitters were floating around him, but it felt a little bit different. I don't know why. And then he did kind of the same thing he did at the Travelers, really slow start. That was my fear. But you mentioned it, just catches fire on the back, hit a couple of really good golf shots that it seemed like kind of got him going. But, you know, it's that last 3-4 holes, it's like he loses his identity. And you cannot do that. I mean, he birdies 12, 13, 15, like right there. It's like over, right? 2 or 3 shot lead. And then when he didn't birdie 16, it was pretty brutal. And then kind of from that point forward, it almost felt like you were watching. I made this comp, Patrick, on Saturday on HQ. I said, watching Tommy try to close these out feels very, very similar to watching Rory try to close out the majors for the last decade.
Okay. Like, you know he's not going to do it, but you're rooting
and you're kind of waiting for the 5-footer that he misses, or you're waiting for the shove iron shot.
Yeah,
or,
not taking advantage of the par 5.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. No, that's a good comparison. For me, it's like, okay, 14, he's 3 clear of Justin Rose on that tee, which is, pretty crazy in hindsight. But I looked back at his last 3 closest calls. Obviously this weekend, Connecticut and TPC River Highlands, and then the Canadian Open, he lost to Nick Taylor. And he just starts second guessing himself, Shane. Think about on 16, he talked about after with Damon Hack, he's like, maybe I could have gone high instead of the shot that I chose. He's in the fairway on 17. He's not comfortable over that shot. You can tell he's switching clubs again, makes bogey. You go back to 18 at the Travelers, switch clubs to the shorter club, misses the green there, has a bad putt, makes bogey. 18 in Canada in regulation, easy par 5. That finisher, I forget what course it was at, but it was a par 5 up the hill. Everyone was making birdie on it all week. He decides to play it a little bit conservatively from the rough. He misses the fairway, but looked like a decent lie. You can see a lot of the golf ball. Decides to hit a mid iron, misses the fairway with his layup, and is left with like 50 feet 2-putt just to make the playoff. And it just seems like once you think he's finally done it, he's like, I could do it a little differently though. And you gotta stop that. You gotta stop that.
Yeah, a little bit more commitment. I mean, I think it maybe in the off season that team, as they like to talk about it, right, with pro golfers these days, like maybe that's the conversation is down the stretch, like Finno or somebody get in my kitchen about commitment, right?
Yeah.
Let's like, don't, if I'm all over the place, like, I've played competitive golf in the past, and I've had caddies or friends of mine where I've been a second guesser a lot of my days, like even when I was playing like real competitive stuff. It's like getting a little second guessy, like in the big moments. It's like telling your buddy that's caddying or telling your caddy friends, like when I qualified for the US Amateur, I had this guy on the bag I'd never met before, and it was 36 holes in the same day. And I'd never had a caddy in my life talk to me like he talked to me. It was like the most like direct, like I remember I was on the 9th hole. It was I played okay in the first round. I shot 1 or 2 under, whatever. I'd made I think I bogeyed 8, kind of a shitty bogey, like maybe a 3-putt or something. 9's a par 5. I pull it in the trees right, out of bounds all the way down the left side, and I had to hit a big hook with like a long iron to try to hit it on the green. And I'm looking at this guy, and I'm like, I'm just gonna pitch it out. I'm just gonna pitch out to 120 and hit a wedge. And he goes, pitch out. Like, you can hit this shot. It's just a hook 5 iron. Like just hook. Just make sure. He goes, just make sure it hooks. Like as easy as it were. Like, it's like the easiest shot in the world. Like, oh, just make sure it hooks. You'll be fine. And again, I'm like, never would I hit that shot. I hit the hook 5 iron. Like it ends up just over the green, get up and down, make birdie. And the same thing happened on the last hole. I mean, last hole's 340-yard par 4, a little bit down the hill. I hit driver in the morning, hit it just over the back of the green, got up and down, made birdie. We're walking back to the tee, and he goes, well, this decision's easy. And I would have never hit driver there in a million years. And that moment with an opportunity to qualify for the amateur, I'm never hitting driver there. But because he was so direct to me, I said, you know what? Let's go. Let's at least die trying with what worked earlier. And I hit it just right at the green and get up and down and make birdie and make it on the number. It's like having the person that's talking to you when you're second guessing it is extremely important when you have a caddy team. And I think maybe that's something Tommy and the boys can go back and forth on when they wrap up the year.
A couple things there, Shane. This caddy you're talking about, this was the USAM qualifier or the USAM?
USAM qualifier. I should have brought him to Colorado. So stupid of me.
Okay. Well, I have a couple things here. 1, 340 over the green. Behave yourself, young man. 2, your caddy from the USAM actually emailed me the week before the Open.
Okay.
He works for like Shot Tracer or something, I think.
Yep.
And he was like, I know Shane Bacon. I was like,
yeah, he's a
wow.
good dude.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
He's a good dude. He was caddying out there at the time, and I got connected through a friend of mine. I wish I'd have played a little bit better for him, but we had a great couple days. So anything else from the BMW? I do want to talk a little Ryder Cup, but is there anything around the BMW you want to button up? I mean, Scotty, like it's just so stupid, dude. Every freaking week, man.
How do you put an asterisk next to this one without Ted Scott on the bag? You got to think it could have cost him a stroke.
Can I say this? Like, this is no offense to this guy, but let's bring somebody else in next time.
Yeah.
Like we're 0 for 2 here, and it hadn't been his best stuff.
He's been put in very difficult situations. Of course, the day after the arrest at the PGA Championship, not great. He never saw that one coming. And then they said he drove through the night from Memphis or from like Dallas to Memphis, which I have no idea how long that drive. It does not seem like a short drive.
No, I don't think it's short at all. I think it might be like 7 or 8 hours, maybe longer.
I knew he was in for it and of course, he's a chaplain. We respect the craft. 1, he's on the practice putting green and the towel immediately drops from the bag when he picks it up. And 2,
can't do that.
He goes navy blue hat and like black. You can't do that either.
No, bad look.
Yeah. So it looks like a guy who packed in the dark also.
Yeah. I think Alistair Doherty did that earlier this season, and Riggs from Barstool posted a picture and said, he literally got dressed. Like we joke about getting dressed in the dark, but he literally had an early tee time and pulled the clothes out in the dark. So it happens from time to time. But I will say he had a great moment. I think it might have been on 2 or 3, but Scotty hit it in the middle of fairway, shocking. And then he hits like one of his hold-off wedges to like 8 feet, but it was one of those sick wedges that only Scotty hits these days, kind of the hold-off cut wedge. probably my favorite Scotty shot. And as it was in the air, the chaplain has like the biggest smile on his face and is frantically pulling the putter out, like so excited to give him the putter, as if he wasn't going to hit the green with this wedge. But that was kind of the first time, like, oh man, no Ted Scott. Like, I don't like Scotty's chances as much. I mean, we haven't seen that work out. One last thing on the BMW before we go to Ryder Cup, and we're gonna lead into Justin Rose, so this makes sense. I wanted to just look at you and I talked about this. You can go back on past episodes. We ranked the best one-time major winners. I think you had Rose atop your list, which, I mean, at this point is definitely the answer. And I think I had Adam Scott, and I think I replaced him after you made your argument, which tends to happen on the show because you're smarter than me. But if we can flash the Rose wins in his career, you know how much I love longevity. Going back to 2010, it's just been – that's a really impressive career on the PGA Tour. And that's obviously not including what he's done on the DP World Tour. I mean, the guy is like, this stuff is very impressive when you just can keep it going. That's 15 years of wins, for this guy on the PGA Tour. And you think about, kind of the crap he had to dig himself out of when he turned professional at such a young age. Like, this guy's the real deal, man. I mean, I don't know if he's Hall of Famer, but I think he probably is in this iteration of the Hall of Fame. And you go back to 2002, the first time he won on the European Tour. So very impressive. Very, very European Phil Mickelson to me.
Look at those runner-up finishers. Just unbelievable names. Yeah. It's like it's almost like the graphic with, Rory's been inside the top 10 of the OWGR forever, his entire career pretty much. It's almost like going back there and it's like, oh, this was the top 10 when Rory first started in the OWGR. And it's like, okay, you got everyone from Ryan Moore, John Senden, Sean Stephanie. And look, we were big Rose fans growing up, mainly because the AT&T National and Quicken Loans. I was in Maryland or Northern Virginia whenever they would switch tournament or a tournament host. And man, these are some awesome wins across some awesome runner-up finishers.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. A lot of big names there. And then of course I think venues matter. And I mean, I think winning at Merion is Merion's probably one of the top, let's call it top 3, top 4 venues, I think, just kind of an American cathedral golf. And so that's just, you might be like a major and a half when you win it, like places like Merion and Oakmont and Wingfoot. And I'd probably include Pebble in there just for the popularity of the golf course. But that's the BMW. My question for you is this, is he on the Ryder Cup team? Like, there's no doubt about this now.
I think he qualified. I think him and Tommy both qualified on points following the St. Jude.
It's official. He's on the team.
Yes, those three are the three who are official when you add in Rory. And then for the U.S., it is Xander, JJ, and Scotty are all qualified also.
Yeah, so Rory, Rose, Fleetwood on, McIntyre, Tyrrell, Sepp round out the top 6 right now. Lowry now has dropped down to 7. Rasmus Højgaard there at 8. Ludwig. God, it's just crazy. I just feel like I haven't thought about the guy all season long, and he's like top 15, I think, on the FedEx Cup, and he's 9th on the points, going to be on the team. Victor now 10. Fitzy now 12. When we started talking European Ryder Cup team, Fitzy was in the 20s, if you remember. I mean, it was like he wasn't even in, and now he's for sure going to make the team. And obviously we haven't talked about Rahm. Feels like the team's pretty locked. I mean, 1 spot up for grabs, 2. Where are we at with the Europeans?
Yeah, I've been hearing some chatter, on the dark web on some message boards here, Shane, that I continue to monitor.
Of internet words there. That was a lot of internet words in a row. You should have said Reddit too, just to throw it in there.
Oh yeah, dude. My last Reddit search, it was about tortillas. That's all I'll say. But
Sweet.
I found a community there looking for the same question, which was pretty funny.
The tortilla question?
Yeah.
Well, what are we doing here? What was it?
I don't remember what brand of tortilla it is, but I was gone for 2 weeks. I come back, it's 2 weeks past the expiration. I'm like, oh, these tortillas look so fine. And there's a huge thread of people asking the exact same question about those tortillas. And people are like, yeah, I just ate one 7 months after the expiration date.
Whoa.
Still here.
Seems like maybe not the tortilla to eat. Like, just maybe doesn't seem like one you like.
Probably not healthy. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Very processed. Yeah.
What was in this tortilla? Is this like a quesadilla situation? What were you making?
Just like a wrap, like a chicken Caesar wrap, something like that. Nothing
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah, I got you.
But
Healthy, nice.
my, outside of the tortilla situation, I came across a lot of people think Rasmus Højgaard is just like kind of on this team,
Yep.
and he's
I
probably
kind of think he's on the team too.
really.
Yeah.
I don't see it at all.
Wow. Okay. Well, all right, so let's assume right now we've got the rankings on the screen, right?
hmm
If you're assuming the top 12, I don't think Matt Wallace is on the team. Do you?
No, I think it is probably you throw in Fitzpatrick and Rom,
Yeah.
and then there's one spot left. It's the
Right.
exact same team from Italy, outside maybe the Højgaard.
And then
spot.
do you think it's Dietrich or who do you think is the 12?
I think he's just going to run back the exact same team. I think
Okay.
it's Nikolai,
Okay. Okay.
who's been playing much better than Rasmus.
Yeah, I mean, it is wild that there's literally one spot left on the Europeans as we get closer to this. I mean, it's like you got to give a lot of respect out for the way Rose was able to find his game after he kind of lost it in the middle of the year. We talked about that last week, but I mean, this is very impressive stuff for Justin Rose. Looking through kind of his career is pretty wild in terms of Ryder Cups. First Ryder Cup was 08, 12, 14, 16, 18, 23, and then he'll be on this one as well. And I think 4 of those teams won. It's a very deep European team. Like it is a very deep team. Even when you're looking at this crew right now, Patrick, it's like who's playing the worst golf? It's like is it Ludwig? Is it Sepp? I mean, when you start to dive into the crew that's not playing great in form right now, it's not many of the guys. Lowry maybe, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think Lowry's probably the weak link, and I don't think he's been great in 2 Ryder Cups for what it's worth.
I also
Yeah.
got a question for you. I got a burning question I wanted to throw your way.
Give it to me.
This is on the European team because this is a question I have about the Ryder Cup that I'm one of the most excited about.
Okay.
Who is Rory playing with? Like because this team has so many Rory options. You could roll out Rose, right, and flash back to 12. You could roll out Lowry. Rumor is they're buddies. I don't know. It's not JT and Speedwell.
Breaking.
I don't think they ever have pictures of sandwiches, but they're friends, and I think they could like playing together. Do you roll out Fitzy? It's been great.
Yeah.
They've enjoyed their partnering up. You could roll out Ludwig. You could roll out Fleetwood.
Mm-hmm.
Or you go with maybe somebody that hadn't been on one of these teams before. It just feels like the options are for Rory could go 6 deep, 7 deep. And I'm excited to see who he plays with, probably more than anybody else on either side of the team.
Yeah, so last time it was Fitzpatrick and 4-ball, Fleetwood and foursomes, I believe. And I remember Kyle told me when he was talking to Rory there in Italy, he was like, he wants Cantlay and Schauffele in foursomes. He just wants to shut them up. He wants to go off first and just shut it down. Like don't
Love
get
that.
them started. And they beat them. So I think they go back to that Fleetwood, Rory and foursomes, and then in 4-ball you can really go with anyone. But yeah, I think Fleetwood's my pick right now for him. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably the scariest duo that you could throw out there. Like Tommy's been incredible this year. I mean,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
He's been what does Data Golf have him? Probably 4th or 5th in the world,
I think right now. Yeah.
So it's I mean, you're talking 2 of the top 4 in the world over the last year going out together. Incredible ball striking, right? I mean, it's just going to be
relentless.
It's a really tough team to beat, and it's just
Relentless.
I think Tommy Fleetwood is very much one of those Ryder Cup players that we've seen throughout history. Ian Poulter, I think, is one of these players as well. Colin Montgomery has been one of these players where when you have a teammate, the pressure putts are a little bit easier on you for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Doesn't always go that way, but for these certain players, it seems like that happens. It's just not as stressful to make the putt when you've got a partner there, whether they have a look or not, or whether they're, they're leaning on you and rooting you on as well. And I just feel like the putter will catch a little bit of fire for Tommy Fleetwood and that team. Like if Vegas has odds on which player could have the highest point total, I think Fleetwood is a very, very, very solid pick, considering he won't be probably in the top 5 or 6 there when you combine both teams.
Yeah, and then you can throw out Rom and Hatton again, Legion 13 teammates as well, which
They should wear pink. Like, they should just wear their outfit, but not what the Europeans are wearing. Like, they should get, like, when Jesper Parnevik used to get this thing at the Ryder
oh
Cup
yeah,
still, like,
yeah,
they should get the Legion hat or something.
underneath. Which I mean, their chemistry has only gotten tighter through those years. You got the Vikings, of course, and then you can go like Rose and Bobby Mack again. Like that is
Yeah.
lethal, and you still have Fitzpatrick on the bench. You
Crazy,
still have
man.
Lowry and Sepp. It's tough. It's tough for the U.S.
Yeah, Europe's plus 150, by the way, which is, I think, still pretty crazy. I know it's home soil for the Americans, and obviously that's been what's happened lately, but seems wild. Flipping over to the Americans real quick, Josh, if you got that, the rankings there. I don't know if anything really changed for me on this side. One question, and just so people can see behind the curtain here, producer Josh, who's awesome. You've probably seen on the screen a couple of times, but he does a great job with the show. He'll give us a rundown of the show, and he puts in some questions. And I thought something really interesting he threw in there for our conversation today. Is Keegan still going to pick himself? He has not finished in the top 30 of a golf tournament since he won at the Travelers. Now, that was not that long ago. The Travelers is in June?
Mhm.
But he hasn't been playing great. And I think he's picking himself. I think he basically decided on this after the victory at the Travelers. But he's been one of the question marks, Patrick. Like, he's one of the guys we're not 100% sure on. And I guess if you're looking at some of these other guys, what are your thoughts on Keegan picking himself still as we sit, a week out until these things are picked out and made?
I would contend Keegan is the question mark.
Okay.
I think those top 9 are in. I know I have not been a pro Ben Griffin person,
Yeah,
but
crapping him on the last week on the show. You're all over him. I mean,
yeah,
you're throwing all these other guys. You were throwing like John Daly in there before.
yeah,
For
John
goodness sakes.
Daly, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th before
all of them, all the Dalys.
And it's just like
enough to get you cut off at a bar, you know.
Eventually, you just got to give this guy his roses. He's played great golf. Am I going to trust him at Bethpage? That's not for me to say. The answer is no, but he's played good enough to make this team. So I think it's those 9. And I think the question Keegan has to ask himself, or this American team, is, are you comfortable with 5 rookies potentially? Europe might have 0 rookies.
Correct.
On their team. And then
Europe's going to have 1 rookie or 0.
Yes, 1 at the most. And
Yes.
This team could have 5 with Henley, Spaun, Griffin, Cam Young potentially, and some of these other captains picks. I feel like I'm missing someone. Maybe I'm not. All right, it's the Keegan Bradley pick. If he goes with Chris Goddard instead, or Maverick McNeely instead, or Andrew Novak instead, that would be 5 rookies. That would be pretty much half your team has never been in this position before against one of the most experienced European teams with some of the most experienced leadership Europe has ever had, with Luke Donald back at it again with the white vans. And if I'm Keegan Bradley, I am picking myself. I'm still rolling with Keegan as a player right now.
Keegan hadn't had a winning record in the Ryder Cup in 13 years, never been on a winning Ryder Cup team, 4-3 career record at the Ryder Cup, 4-3-1 in the President's Cup. So 8-6-1 all time in team events. That's very impressive, especially when you put that against the fact that he'd never won, obviously been on a Ryder Cup team that's won. Having a winning record is very impressive. That means when you and your partner go out, you're getting something done there. I think he's picking himself as well. I'm with you. I think you laid it out perfectly. A lot of inexperience at the bottom part of this. I've said this all year. I will continue to echo it. This American team feels very much like one of the International President's Cup teams, where the top 6 and 7 are dirty and the bottom half is going to be a question mark. And you're going up against absolute studs on the European side. And when that happens, unless you go 1999 and you just sit everybody until singles, there's going to be levels of exposure. And if your players don't show up, the thing I find funny, Patrick, about the rookies, and maybe I'm wrong here, I don't stats to back this up. This is just the way I feel. And you know what? I'm just a field player.
Feel
it. A field player.
Yeah, saute one out
yardage.
there.
I don't need you shooting me a wedge yardage. I know what I got in my hands here.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels like the Europeans over the last 10 years, 12 years in the Ryder Cup, when they've had random rookies, the random rookies have shown up and played well. Dubuisson, Jamie Donaldson. You think about
Peters.
names. Peters, right? It's like you have these guys. I feel like we're missing guys from Paris that had
John
never done.
Rahm was a rookie.
I mean, Ludwig played well, right? When he played. I mean, it's like they have, and I mean, Rahm and Ludwig are a little different than maybe a Ben Griffin and that type of player, right? But I do feel like on the European side, and so much has been talked about this. Shane Ryan's done such a good job of kind of talking about this over the years. They make this a point to get these guys that are potentially going to qualify for these teams that may never play on another one as comfortable as humanly possible to play with who they're going to play with. But it feels like I'm more scared as a golf fan of a European random rookie than I ever am of an American random rookie. And it feels like when you're potentially putting 5 quote unquote random American rookies out there, that's a lot for the top half to have to cover when you've got to play this many team matches before you get to singles.
I think it's almost from a European perspective. It's, oh boy, I get to play with this guy. There's an excitement to it, right?
Yeah.
Like I get to play with a legend like Justin Rose this week. How cool is that? And on the American side, it's almost like, oh crap, I'm playing with Bryson DeChambeau. I have to play well. I can't let this guy
I hit it like
down.
305. Like what am I doing here?
Yeah,
He's never seen a drive like this.
It's like the perspective is like, I hope I don't let this guy down. And even Wyndham Clark said it to someone, probably Shoepack, who's getting all the quotes these days because he's everywhere. He was like in Rome, third or fourth hole. I was like to Max Homa, I was like, dude, I'm sorry. Like I'm not tournament sharp right now. Like I'm sorry. And as opposed to like, hey man, I'll pick it up. I'll get it going. Like, don't worry about that.
We played 4 holes. We have 14 left. Like what are we doing?
I think the perspective is very different between the two teams and being able to play with experienced members of those teams.
Yeah, it's been interesting. I mean, I say so often that we talk so much about this, then obviously you got to roll out there and play. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see how everything goes. I'm pretty good on Ryder Cup unless you got anything else. Cam Young feels like kind of like probably a lock at this point.
Yeah.
Which is wild. I mean, I feel like we've locked in 37 people. I also, what was I going to say? I think we called this past week's event the BMW like 12 times. Did we do that today?
Don't give me a we, but it was like one of those things where you just kept on doing it. And I didn't want to correct you. You look so happy. You got a smile on your face.
St. Jude hadn't had a great week. Honestly, I've been a little all over the place. So, excuse me for being a little confused there. The BMW is this week, by the way. But you can always correct me. You can always correct me if you want. It's a Valhalla. It's where the PGA was this year. All right, I have something I want to throw your way. We're in the midst of the playoffs. I don't know if you knew that or not.
We are playoffs. Have you heard that?
Have
you heard that one?
I wanted to rank the best playoffs. If you would be so kind to do so. I put together a list of 8. It's more kind of the men's side of professional sport and amateur sport. But we didn't want to get into like 12 and 15. We thought it'd get a little long-winded. So the ones I'm going to throw at you are baseball, basketball, football, hockey, right? NBA, NHL, NFL, MLB. We'll do college football playoffs, not the bowls, the playoffs, March Madness, College World Series, baseball, fun.
Yeah.
And we'll do FedEx Cup playoffs. I was thinking about tennis, but I don't even know if tennis has a playoff system. So we're not going to do that. So those are your 8. And you can run however you want. You can go 1 through 8 if you want, and you can do the other way.
Let's go the other way. Let's rip the Band-Aid off. And I should let you know, Shane, my sports watching hours very much on the decline in the past few years of my life.
What's the reasoning for that? You just got more stuff going on?
Got other stuff to do. I work Sundays during
tortilla making
during the season. When I get Sundays off season, I like to enjoy them. I go to the farmer's market, get a nice cup of coffee, take a walk, touch some grass. My number 1, or no. My number 8, last on the totem pole. I think you're going to be surprised to hear this one, Shane. So I hope you're sitting down. It is the FedEx Cup playoffs.
Number 8. Okay.
PGA Tour playoffs, number 8. And, the real reason why is it is meaningful to the bottom half of these fields, but not to the top half of this field. And I think that is just ass backwards when it comes to playoffs. So it's number 8 for me. What about you?
I got College World Series at 8. I just don't watch much of it. I think it's awesome. I just don't. I literally consume almost none of it.
Wow.
And that's me personally. I don't. I respect it. This isn't to say it's bad. I think it's cool. I've had friends that have gone. I got a buddy that lives in Omaha and talks about it all the time. I just don't consume any of it. Now, if Arizona's involved, I will watch a lot of it. And Arizona's typically involved on the softball side of things. But it's just not, again, this is stuff I'm paying attention to.
Wow. That I did not see that one coming. How's Arizona's college football team? Is Rich?
No. This is College World Series.
I know. I'm picking up, but I'm just curious about it.
Our football team. You know what? We had a bit of a run 2 years ago, and then our coach moved on to greener pastures, and we were okay last year. We'll be okay this year.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of what Arizona's about. Arizona is a place where you go and you try to win 6 or 7 games a year, and that makes the crowd happy.
Okay, Arizona, the place where you can be okay.
Yeah, I think that's probably that's what they put on all the signs. I'll go with 7. I got FedEx Cup playoffs here at 7.
Okay. There you go.
We are a golf show. I mean, we talk about golf on the show. We might not know which tournament we're talking about or which one we just watched, but we are in theory a golf show. The playoffs are fine. They're fine and they're enjoyable. Last week was enjoyable. This week will be fine. The problem with the playoffs, as you and I've talked so much about, is probably the worst golf event in the world. No offense to these people, is the last event.
Yeah.
Now it might be different this year because it's not staggered, but the staggered start made the Tour Championship to me the least compelling golf tournament out there. You can't end your season with the least compelling product. So I got playoffs at 7.
Okay. My 4 through 7, there's some of the same reasoning behind them. Number 7 is Major League Baseball playoffs. Okay. 1, I think the World Series trophy is not the best.
Wow, I like it. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not the
with
biggest,
all the flags.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it for whatever reason. 2, a lot of these leagues are adding more and more teams to the playoffs, which I'm not a fan of. I think they should go the other direction. But of course, it's like, we need more games. Let's add more teams to the playoffs. We get an extra couple nights out of it. And
by the way, a hard 100% hard agree. Like 100%.
Yeah.
I thought one of the coolest things about those playoffs was the fact that it was so freaking hard to get into them.
Yeah. Like that's the point of the playoffs. You don't get like 50% of the league shouldn't make the playoffs, but that's what
golf does. But yes.
Yes, golf. That's why it's number 8. And that's why Major League Baseball is number 7. And to be fair, I was talking to Josh before this. I'm not watching a ton of Major League Baseball at all. So sorry.
I will say East Coaster during that time of year, it is good to flip it on. The problem with the Major League Baseball playoffs is a big problem with golf is it just keeps creeping into the other sports that are bigger and you're more interested in.
And random times. Like it'll be like 4 p.m. Boom, Phillies are on. It's like, what? What is going on? I still have work.
Yeah. Well, all right. What's your number? Well, you don't. I mean, we have like fake jobs. But, what's number 6 for you?
Number 6. I had a tough time in this range, but I went with NBA. And NBA's been good recently, I feel like, in the playoffs. But not much of an NBA watcher in general, just because, back in my day, Shane.
I mean, you're like 27.
They used to play proper basketball. I'm talking pick and rolls, triangle offense, put it in the paint.
You were born
feed it to the big man.
You were born like after those like Kobe Lakers run.
And now these guys are just chucking up threes, barely playing defense.
Best athlete of your entire life is Steph Curry.
And so number 6,
just feels
NBA.
Like
You had 2 small markets. Ooh, hate that this year. Now I enjoy the NBA playoffs, but
it doesn't sound like it. It just doesn't sound like it. I got kind of a surprising one at 6 for me. As I was doing this, I was really thinking about it. I got college football playoffs. We'll see what it looks like this year. I just like so many of the games are uncompetitive. The teams are just it's just so uncompetitive that I do find myself at the end of football seasons, I do find myself a bit exhausted by so much of the football being on, both NFL and in college. And hopefully it changes with new formats and all that. But as we've seen with the FedEx Cup playoffs, the more changes to the formats, the more confused people are and fans are. But like, I remember the TCU game. It was a bummer, like I bet TCU in that game, just absolutely, you're like, rip the ticket up 4 minutes in, that kind of stuff. It's just, I might have the best record ever for being on the wrong side of betting blowouts. Like I cannot tell you. Do you know who had in the Super Bowl last year? Just take a guess.
Mahomes, of course.
I had Chiefs, of course.
Can't bet against Mahomes. Can't bet against Mahomes.
So stupid to do that.
Can't do that.
Game's over 5 minutes in. So I got NCAA playoffs there at 6, and I think this could go up, but we'll see.
Okay, well, we're pretty simpatico because I have it at 5.
Okay,
and
I got baseball at 5. So there you go.
Okay, so yeah, kind of just switching those a little bit. Yeah, I thought it goes back. I think 12 is too many. I don't like it. I know everyone wants more games, but I'm going the other way.
For you, baby.
I'm zagging. So the college football playoffs, number 5 for me.
I'm gonna go 4's NBA.
Okay.
I love the NBA, but I have found myself, to your point about watching sports, I used to watch a boatload of NBA when I lived in Arizona. East Coast, I'm old. I'm going to bed early. I'm not watching these games. They're on way too late. Opposite of MLB. These games start at 10. I got no chance. Like I physically can't do it. I just can't do it. And I think for me, a different age than you, I actually did see like basketball being played at a time that you were talking about. The era of my superstar is like all but over. The Bronze, the Stephs, the KDs, even Kawhi, guys like that whole era of those guys being so dominant and kind of trading trophies, I thought was cool because I like watching dominance. And, not to roll my eyes at the new crop. The new crop's great, but hadn't quite caught my interest as it used to. So NBA 4, and then are you at 4 or are you at 3?
I'm at 4 as well.
Who do you got at 4?
Your NBA point is so spot on, where all I wanted to do these playoffs was watch the Joker. And I stayed up for 0 of his games.
Can't do it.
Thank God for those 13-minute YouTube highlight reels in the morning. That's how I consumed all the Western Conference. The Western Conference was sick this year. Number 4 for me is the NFL.
Oh, wow.
NFL is the 4th best playoff because, one, I don't like how they added the wild card team. Those games often stink. You take away the bye week from the number 2 seed as well. And it's just like, I will say, I think that Sunday after the Farmers Insurance Open is like one of the best Sundays of the year with the conference championship games. But I'm just like, and I think this has to do with my Steelers getting knocked out in the wild card round every single year for the past decade we're approaching now. And so NFL is number 4 for me.
The modern Steelers might be Tommy Fleetwood. Post Roethlisberger Steelers might be Tommy Fleetwood. God. Dude, they can finish 4th on a leaderboard all day long, and they don't finish 30th. But they ain't gonna win, and everybody knows they're not gonna win.
That is tough to hear.
It's just, but it's true. It's true. I hate that for you. I got hockey at 3. I watch 0 hockey regular season. I watch a ton of hockey in the playoffs. Good time of year. Good time on the schedule. Not much else going besides basketball. I will say I've preached this for a long time, Patrick. I like to hear your thoughts on these things. If you shifted playoff hockey to earlier or at another time of the year, or later. So if the playoffs started as the NBA playoffs are winding down, I do wonder if the NHL could own that time. Now, it would be kind of hard to watch like all the playoff hockey during the middle of the summer when everybody's hot, but I don't really know if that matters. But I do find it weird that 2 of the 4 major sports have their playoffs run at the exact same time.
Yeah, I never really thought about that. That is a good point, but I don't know how much crossover you're getting from hockey and NBA also.
I guess I'm trying to more catch just like the sports fan that needs something.
Fan. Yeah, that needs to see something move on.
We're watching Little League World Series right now. It's like we're all watching Little League, like 12-year-olds play baseball because there's nothing else on TV. So I got hockey at 3.
Okay, my number 3 is the College World Series.
Okay, that's
I
high.
love it. I love it. You go regionals to super regionals to Omaha, of course. You get to see all the different college campuses, which I love. I think the underdog is still alive. I mean, I think in the super regional, LSU was like put to the brink of elimination. They ended up winning it this year. My sister went to Coastal Carolina, so they won about a decade ago, almost won this year also. And I think it's great. I think Omaha is a great environment. You have the Jello shots going on there also in the leaderboard between the different schools. So college baseball.
When's the last time you had a Jello shot? When do you think the
Oh,
last time you had a Jello shot was?
damn. Probably not since, I'm going to say like pre-COVID, honestly.
Okay.
Pre-COVID Jello shot. Yeah, Josh is saying Deloitte days. 100%. Yeah.
Golly, that's just like.
What about you?
What?
Like,
Oh, I don't even know. But I mean, it's just it's like what a unique way to hand out alcohol.
yeah, and you got to like.
Yeah, it doesn't just come out.
No. And I would never spend time making a Jello shot either.
No, I'm not doing that either. All right, so Jello shot combo is
Number
wrapped, and then I'll go 2-1. I'll just go run through it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go NFL 2,
Mhm.
March Madness 1.
Okay. I went March Madness 2. I'm afraid of what NIL is doing to this game we love, Shane. Not a lot of upsets
You're
so
like
far.
70 years old.
Not a lot of upsets this year. I think that could be a trend. And then number 1 is Stanley Cup. There's nothing better than the NHL playoffs, in my opinion. Nothing better.
There you go. I mean, you and I love ranking something that doesn't need to be ranked. So, that's that. We'll see if golf shifts at all with the new format. We get some sick finish. Maybe if you like finish outside the top 50 or something, you just get like booted off the tour, and then we can lean a little bit more into it. That's that. I do want to just any bubble. Anybody on the bubble you're looking at? Anybody you hope plays well, jumping inside? I mean, I think Glover's 30th. I think right around there's Berger and Ryan Fox and all those guys trying to get into top 30.
Yeah, well, we do have some breaking news here from our friend Keith Stewart. Ted Scott will not be on the bag this week for Scotty Scheffler. Hopefully, of course, everything is okay. Thoughts and prayers to Ted Scott. And it won't be the chaplain, Shane. It will be Mike Cromie. Definitely.
I got to be honest. I'm surprised he didn't go. I mean, like, I feel like
America.
Gino's just hanging out. Like Gino Vanelli's just chilling. Like, get the guy on your bag, bro.
Throw Bennett on the bag. That guy's just been freeloading all his life.
By the way, do you think that, hey, if I asked you, has this guy caddied for Colin Morikawa this year or not, are you just going to auto say yes? Is it just an auto yes?
It's Chris Kirk's caddy. So number 51, he found a job. His boss did not.
Ooh, boom.
So hopefully everything's okay with Ted Scott and his family. But I'm looking at, Shane, 2 guys in particular who are outside the bubble this week. 1, Ricky Fowler. I know the sponsor exemptions, that conversation has been hot and heavy in the streets. It seems like to be in golf media, a requirement is to just be miserable and yell at clouds, which I get. We do that on this show from time to time. But Ricky, in the signature events in 2026, great. He has a chance to play his way into the major championships as well now, if he makes it into East Lake. And this is a guy who's not in any major championships. You look at his peers kind of around him in the FedEx Cup. Ricky's outside the top 100 in the OWGR too. Like, he needs to. It would be large if he made it to East Lake. And then number 2, Xander Schauffele. The guy's been synonymous with East Lake, and he's number 42, 43 right now. So it needs a big week.
Well, I got good news. I think he's going to have a big week because it is time for our picks. This is the BMW Championship, the rumor is. Not last week, this week. I'm just going to roll through my can wins for you. I think Ludwig could win. Like I said, it's kind of been quietly sneaky consistent. I like Cantlay as well.
Okay.
Opportunities here for players like that. And I got Xander on my can win list. Like to see Xander do something. Let's just see something in the last couple of weeks. Again, like, get to East Lake. You play great at East Lake every time. Let's make sure we get there. I like Xander this week as well.
I love Xander this week as well. We are in line there. I think Rory can win this week also. Caves Valley, big ballpark. The Foz has a nice little stream up 18, which I know everyone loves. Down to a par 70, Shane, this year. It's 7,600 yards. It was a par 72, but down to a par 70. I still think these guys are probably going to be able to eat it up. It's been pretty rainy there in the Mid-Atlantic. I think my dad broke 90 there a couple months ago. So
sick. Shout out
pretty easy golf course if he's breaking 90.
I actually kind of dig at your dad there. You went shout out to dig quickly.
Yeah. That's how we roll in the McDonald household. Rory, Xander, and Hideki quietly.
Wow.
Quietly, Shane. A little consistency, 4 straight top 20s right now, but still without a top 10 since week number 1 on the PGA.
Yeah, since the win to start the year, which is so wild. I can't win. Pretty heavy group, and I had this on there before you broke the caddy news. Scotty not going to win. Scotty needs Ted Scott. Sorry, you need him. You got to have him. You need your partner, man. I don't think Rory's going to win this week either. Top 2 odds, favorites. And I put this in all caps, and I'm not going to yell it in all caps, but I'm going to say it to you. I'm going to get a little closer to the screen. Tommy Fleetwood is not winning this week. He's not winning. I've picked him to win so many times this year. I'm done picking Tommy. He's not going to win. He's not winning maybe ever in the world. I'm done with this. I hate it. I like him. He's a lovely dude, but it ain't Tommy Fleetwood's week.
That's tough to hear. We have been pro Tommy Fleetwood, and
really
I think
probably.
Maybe the one thing that could go in his direction, Shane, this week that has never been done before on this program is I too have Tommy Fleetwood on my can't win list. If there's anything that could get him over the hump, it is you and I saying that he can't win. This is what he needed. A little more bulletin board material in the Fleetwood household. I have Hovland can't win, and Morikawa can't win either.
My pick is Xander. I think Xander's going to win this week. I hope he wins this week. I'd love to see it. And my sleeper, Harris English, as my sleeper at the BMW.
Love that. Xander, also my pick to win.
Wow.
This is the 3rd time we've done this, Shane.
Are we 1-1?
We have only finished in 4th place. Jordan Spieth at the CJ Cup, Byron Nelson, of course, very historic event there, and Matt Fitzpatrick at the Scottish. So, Xander Schauffele, congratulations on your 4th place finish.
It's going to be great.
And,
just what you needed. Probably good enough to get it. Probably good enough to get him to position him. Maybe not good enough. I don't know. That seems like
it'll be close. I feel like it'll be
close. Nosferatu type of question.
4x points. My sleeper, kind of in the same realm. This Ryder Cup conversation is going to get only muddier when Brian Harman plays himself into contention this weekend. He's my sleeper.
God, we need a list, by the way. We need to get a list of at the end of the year, we need a list of all the ones we picked. Because I do feel like Brian Harman's one of those names that has been a sleeper occasionally. We'll see what happens. This was a good chat. Sorry, I screwed up the golf tournament off the top.
We're looking for a sponsor, BMW.
I will work on being a little better. I've had a week. And I'm hoping next week's an easier week. So, by the way, I just want to say before we get off the show, I'm at the house alone with 2 kids that are 6 and 3 years old. And for 58 minutes and 22 seconds, they actually obeyed my orders to not come downstairs. So to the kiddos up there, I'm not pointing to heaven. I'm pointing upstairs. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because those odds were not good. They were not good numbers.
My winner this week, you, Shane.
What
a performance. What a performance.
You. Golly. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Great chat. We'll be back next week. Jay Ray will be back next week as well, I believe. And we're gonna prepare. Get ready for this Ryder Cup and get ready for the Tour Champ. And then I'm Creator Classic next week as well. So that'll be on Wednesdays at East Lake. Cool format. They got a purse, all that stuff. So it should be pretty good. And looking forward to get out there and in my Creator Classic polo. And we got a little bit of a different broadcast team, which should be good. So that's next week, but we'll be on early in the week as well. Patrick, always great to see your face.